Hi, welcome to Coaching Business. In this episode, I want to tell you something about how positive experiences impact our life, how we feel better by experiencing positive things, but that positive experiences and the feeling better caused by it do decline over time, and what you as a human can do about it. So basically, again, positive experiences provoke let's say happiness, let's say well-being in short term. But over time, in long term, happiness and well-being caused by a specific event decline. So after a few weeks, you will not be as happy because of your raise at work as you have been before, as you have been like one day after you received a raise. So at some point, you will not be smiling at all anymore because you got a raise like 2 years or 3 years ago. So there is a declining effect of positive experiences, but there is a solution too. So we as humans, we are able to fully use the power of a positive experience. And the process of fully using the power of positive experiences is called capitalization. So let's get first into some basic assumptions and then define what capitalization actually means. So first of all, first assumption, our brain is not able to distinguish between reality and fiction. So if we imagine situations, specific situations, it is triggering the same emotions, the exact same areas of the brain as really experiencing such events. So if, for example, in your head, in your mind, you imagine that your favorite sports club is winning the championship, you will feel excited. You will feel maybe not as extremely excited as being in a stadium, but you will feel excited, and the same emotions will be triggered. It's the same when, for example, imagining that you will pass your exam. It's the same when imagining that my project of becoming a coach has now became reality, and I was imagining it like 5 or 10 years ago. So imagining has the power to trick the brain into thinking that it is reality. This leads to a first conclusion that thinking of past positive events might help us to kind of re-experience such events which we already have experienced. So first assumption, power of imagination. Second assumption, we have to talk about the fact that talking is understood as thinking. So when we talk, we actually think. Scientists have found out that the process of talking is some kind of way to think, because all the thoughts that I'm speaking to you right now, to the camera right now, should go through my mental, cognitive, affective processes and become then words. So talking is thinking. This leads to the conclusion that combined the first assumption, reality versus fiction. So if you are imagining things, you are imagining positive experiences, past positive experiences, your mind might think that you are experiencing those experiences, positive experiences. Second assumption, if you talk about something, it is equal to a thinking process. So talking is like thinking. This means that talking about past experiences might lead to similar effects as experiencing such positive experiences and triggering positive emotions. And this process, based on both those assumptions, is called capitalizing on positive events. So capitalizing on positive events means that you are telling others about what has happened before, about a positive event, about the fact that you've been on vacation, about the fact that you visited your favorite place, about the fact that you fell in love, about the fact that you passed an exam, about the fact that you received a raise. So the assumption here is that positive events which you talk about to others will lead to, for example, greater life satisfaction, to, for example, greater positive effect, to, for example, higher well-being. So over time, when the effects of a real positive experience is declining, by talking about it, by capitalizing on such an event, you will be able to hold the positive experience on a specific level, with positive emotions going with it. So by telling others about past positive experiences, you will be like re-experiencing them in your mind, and as your mind does not or is not fully capable of distinguishing between reality and fiction, your mind will think that you're actually experiencing such positive events. We have side effects which are pretty positive. So first of all, when you talk about positive past experiences, you build social capital. By storytelling, what does it mean? Others will like what you have to tell them, because other people like when you tell positive experiences, when you tell positive stuff. Of course, there are some jealous people, there are some people who won't like you to listen to you, etc., etc. Yes, but in general, people like to listen to people who have to tell something positive, something good. And therefore they will think that you are more attractive, because you have to tell, in general, positive things. So, on average, capitalizing on past positive events will lead to greater social capital for yourself. So there is a positive side effect. Greater social capital in itself will then lead to new positive experiences. There is a kind of prerequisite for the capitalization process to be effective. And the prerequisite is that you as a listener provide constructive and proactive feedback. So if somebody tries to capitalize on his or her past positive experiences, what you as a listener have to do is you have to provide feedback in a constructive manner and proactively. What do both mean? Proactively means that you should not be asked to provide feedback. You will just give the feedback as a reaction to what has been told. Constructive feedback, it means that you are providing a feedback which helps to understand the person, that she or he has done something good or bad, and why he or she has done something good or bad, and that it is you who is perceiving that it is good or bad, and how she or he can change it into a better behavior. So constructive means not just to blame somebody, but to provide feedback based on which somebody can grow. So if you provide constructive and proactive feedback, there is another side effect. The side effect is the one that you will increase the willingness of other people, sometimes shy people, to capitalize on events. So if you provide proactive and constructive feedback, others will be more willing to tell you about their stuff. So capitalizing and constructive feedback do both have side effects: building social capital and increasing the probability that others will be willing to tell you about their past positive experiences. If you provide passive feedback or passive and even destructive feedback, of course you will decrease the probability of others being willing to tell you about their past experiences. So to sum it up, there is a process called capitalizing. It's based in the fact that our brains do not distinguish between reality and fiction, and that telling something is actually like a process of thinking. So using this capitalization mechanism, we can use the power of past positive experience on and in long term. Question is, how can we use it in business environment? Well, you as a company, you as a leader, you as a team lead, you have to create an environment where expressing yourself or expressing oneself is cultivated and people are engaged, encouraged to tell what they have experienced. They are not forced. So this is an important fact. You should not create an environment where somebody else is forced to tell you about his or her past experiences, but you create an environment where it is encouraged, where somebody can step up and tell you about something, or where somebody can look at others, listen to others, see that others are encouraged to tell you about something, and then learn that talking about own past experiences is a positive is a positive behavior. You should always try to provide positive and constructive, proactive and constructive feedback. This will help you to encourage the capitalization acts in the future of your team members. And for example, a possibility how to build such an environment is to have TGIF meetings. So thank God it's Friday. You have a meeting, you stand all up, and people who want to tell about what they have actually experienced during the week, what was good, what was bad, will be able to retell those experiences. And then after a month, they will be able to pick like the most positive experience. So create platforms where telling about past positive experience is encouraged. Basically, it's the same for the private context. So in private context, what you should do is you should always have the moment of concentration for your partner or for your friends, so that they can tell you about their past experiences and that they can be sure that you are listening. And you should, of course, provide proactive and constructive feedback. So I hope you liked this little clip about capitalization on positive experiences. I hope you understand that creating a platform, either in business context or in private context, for telling about positive experiences will help in increasing well-being over time, will help in increasing satisfaction over time, will help in increasing happiness over time, and will help in increasing social capital over time in long term. Thank you very much. Please share, like, subscribe, comment wherever you find some content of Coach in Business. Please contact me if you are interested in introducing such a program. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening and have a nice day. Please smile.